Hey guys, what's up? My name is Sky Webb and I'm here to talk about a true crime story that I cannot get off my mind. But before I get started, I just want to put out a little disclaimer that I mean no harm to any of the victims or the victims' families, and I wish everyone who was hurt within this story the utmost peace and solace either in rest or in recovery. With that out of the way, happy True Crime Thursday and Merry Christmas Eve. Can you actually believe that it's Christmas already? Like, I swear to God, it was last year's Christmas, like a day ago. Like, this is insane. If you're anything like me, you're probably not going to be cozying up on the lounge watching a Christmas movie tonight. You're probably going to be cozying up on the lounge watching a true crime video tonight. And what better true crime video to watch than a Christmas true crime video? Also, I apologize that my face is so much more tan than my body. I didn't have time to fake tan. And I don't have pale makeup, so that's where we're at today in life. Today we're looking into the Santa Sue slaughter that occurred in 2008 in Covina. On the 24th of December, Alicia and Joseph Ortega were throwing a Christmas Eve party for their entire family. In attendance were the 5 Ortega children: Charles, James, Sylvia, Alicia, I just missed my finger, Alicia and Natasha. At the time of the party, they were all adults now, and so they had their own families and partners and children that were also in attendance. Altogether, there was about 30 people at this party. So the party went really well. They were all having a really good time. They hadn't caught up in a minute, so they were really enjoying that. All the kids were playing and laughing and so excited for Christmas, and it was just like a really good holiday time. Like, I remember that shit when I was a kid. It's so much fun. So the party ended at around 11 p.m, but like most family gatherings, when you say goodbye, like we're leaving, it usually takes like 20 to 30 minutes at the door or at your car of more talking and more saying goodbye before you actually leave. So just like everyone else, they didn't really like start to leave until 11:30. But at 11:30 there was a knock at the door. So Letitia's 8-year-old daughter, her name was Katrina, and she went to the door and opened it, and she found a man in a Santa suit standing at the door. She knew this man and was excited to see him, and she also was excited because like a Santa suit and it's Christmas, like she was just very happy. So she like ran towards him to give him a hug, and he turned around and shot her in the face. He shot her with a handgun, but he also had other guns with him as well as ammunition, and from there he just walked through the house and started shooting indiscriminately anyone he saw. He killed both Joseph and Alicia Ortega, which were the parents, which were in their 70s to 80s. Super sad. And by now, a lot of the partygoers were screaming that Santa Claus was Bruce. They just kept saying, "It's Bruce, it's Bruce, it's Bruce." And they were trying to take cover, hiding under tables, hiding under chairs, hiding behind benches, but he just kept shooting. When Santa was finished shooting, he unwrapped a present that he had been holding the whole time, and he pulled out a homemade flamethrower. So he used this flamethrower, I always say it wrong, flamethrower, to spray racing fuel, gasoline, all over the house before setting it alight. So this fire was super intense, it was super dangerous, it was huge. It killed 6 people: Charles and his wife, James, Teresa, and Alicia, and then it injured a further 3 people. One woman jumped from the 2nd-story window to try and escape this fire, and she broke her ankle. And another girl was only 16 years old, and she'd actually been shot in the back already. But luckily, she still escaped. She ran out the back. And then Letitia, she escaped as well. She ran out of the house and ran to the front of the house, and thank God, found her 8-year-old daughter, Katrina, and although she had obviously been shot in the face, she had been seriously injured, but he only hit her jaw, so she was still alive and she survived. But as I said, this fire was fucking huge. It reached 50 feet high, and it took well over an hour for all of the firefighters to actually put it out. Like, it was insane fire. So after setting the fire, Santa ran to a rental car, which he had already pre-planned, like this to happen and to be there, and he got changed into like normal clothes, but he had suffered 3rd-degree burns from setting the fire, which fucking serves you right. But some of the Santa suit had actually melted into his skin, so he couldn't fully remove it. So at this point, he drove to his brother's house in Silmar. But he parked his car a block away from his brother's house, and then he rigged his Santa suit in the back of the car so that if it was removed, it would explode with black powder, which I'm not entirely sure why he thought that necessary. So Santa had booked a plane ticket to Illinois, but this plane had a stopover in Minnesota first. So the police originally, because they knew who it was, thought that he was gonna try and escape, like run away to Canada. And then they thought, oh, maybe it's actually he's going to Illinois. And then they realized that he had actually called up a friend from Illinois that he'd stayed with before, and said, hey, I'm coming, like I need to stay. But then they thought that that whole thing was like a ruse to like trick police. But in the end, literally none of that mattered, because they found Santa in his brother's house, shot dead after killing himself. So again, I'm not entirely sure why he rigged the suit and booked the ticket. Maybe he literally didn't think that he would have like the guilt that he did, and like that's why he ended up killing himself. Like maybe he just couldn't handle it and he thought that he could. I don't know, but it's weird. Any plan that he might have had, he didn't bother with it. So the police immediately spoke to the survivors, and that's why they knew who it was, and his name was in fact Bruce Jeffrey Pardo. So Bruce was formerly married to Sylvia Ortega Pardo, and just a week prior to this attack they had settled their divorce, which is presumably the motive for this horrible Christmas attack. So Bruce was ordered to pay Sylvia $10,000 divorce settlement, as well as a further $1,800 a month in spousal support. And he wasn't happy about that, as I'm sure you can imagine, and he had complained to a lot of friends and a lot of family, just a lot of people in general, that he has to pay all this money to her and she doesn't have to pay bills. She lives at her parents' house, she doesn't work, she doesn't do anything. Why does she need all this money? Bruce had recently lost his job and he was watching his ex-wife, very, very recent ex-wife, spending all of his money on luxury items because she didn't have to pay for rent or bills or food or anything. This meant, however, that prior to a week ago, the Ortega family was Bruce's family. 8-year-old Katrina ran up to him because not only was she excited that it was Christmas and he was dressed as Santa, but that was her uncle. She was running to give her uncle a hug and he shot her in the face. And what really shocked police was he had no criminal history, he had no violent history, he just had no like past crimes or anything that would ever be alarming or, you know, suggest that he had it in him to do this. So they presumed that the motive was because of the divorce. That's really the only thing that made sense. But it also didn't really make sense because for someone to be non-violent their entire lives and then this violent to their family, like an 8-year-old, that wasn't necessary. The fire, that's not necessary. Like it was weird. It just seemed very disproportionate to like the divorce. Like yeah, that sucks, but like you don't set a whole house on fire and shoot an 8-year-old in the face because of it. Like you just don't. And that is the Santa suit slaughter case. I'm sorry that this one's a little bit shorter than normal, but it is Christmas Eve, so I mean, like, enjoy your Christmas, dude. Let me know what you think about this one in the comments down below. Do you think that he really did kill all those people just because of the divorce? Like, that's crazy. Like, so many people get divorced. Like, that's just, what's wrong with you? And also, why do you think he wore a Santa suit? Why do you think he needed to go to like that extra extreme? Like, isn't that just kind of a slap in the face, like coming to a Christmas party on Christmas Eve dressed as Santa to kill a bunch of kids and your family? Like, why did he need to go and be that extra? Let me know what you think in the comments down below, or you can head over to my social medias, which are all linked in the description, and let me know there. I would really love to hear your opinion, especially on the Santa suit thing, because I don't get it. Be sure to give this video a big thumbs up if you feel like it. I would really appreciate it. And be sure to subscribe so that you can see all my new videos I post every single Thursday all about true crime, and I would love to have you be a part of it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you're staying safe out there. Have a beautiful Merry Christmas. And whatever you do, don't open your door to Santa. Thank you for watching. Bye!